Okay. Sorry, I go live and there's like all of these messages, pop-ups, things happening all at once. Oh my goodness. Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm just going to post this on my Facebook page so people can find us and know that we're live. Sorry, it looks like my hat is reflecting light off my skylight here window, and it looks like it's completely disappearing, but oh well, I don't care. No one wants to see my hair. Just got back from attempting to work out, so I'm very sweaty, and this is my cover up here. Okay, what was I doing here? Yes, Kelly, get yourself together. Let's share this on your personal Facebook page. Here we go. I want to share this. Not do as I say, do as I do. Here we go. We are talking about if you or someone you know has lupus, please watch and share. We are talking about hashtag pain today. What does that mean? What does that look like? What is lupus pain? You're going to find out all of those things, people, and hopefully people find us today because this is going to be a really great conversation. So I'm just going to get into it and hopefully more and more people find us. Hello, Facebook live chat. Welcome. I welcome all as people start to log in. Don't forget to share this chat on your personal Facebook page so people can find us and get connected to community and support. It is good to be back with you all today. Last week was Labor Day, and so I didn't really take the Monday off, but I took it off from doing the live chat. But I'm here. It's a beautiful day in the Pacific Northwest, and I'm excited to be with all of you today. We are live on YouTube as well. We had a nice crowd the first time we did it, and we tried it again, and so we're going to continue to try and dip our toes in that water to see if it works well for this time slot for our YouTube community. See if we can get some more people from there joining us as well. Before I go any further, I just want to introduce myself. If this is your first time watching this live or streaming this later, my name is Kelly. Hi, hello, and I am the creator and executive director of this Portland-based nonprofit, More Than Lupus. And if you are here for the first time, More Than Lupus is a inclusive community of people doing their best. It's designed by lupus patients. It's lupus patient driven and centered, focused always. It's designed to help connect and grow and hopefully inspire you. Hi, Carrie, throughout the peaks, which are the highs, and the valleys, which are the lows of your one-of-a-kind, unique lupus journey. And many of you joining today may have lupus and also fibromyalgia and also rheumatoid arthritis or scleroderma or dermatomyositis or Sjogren's, Raynaud's. There might be many things that you're coming to the table with today, and the table is open. There is room. There is space for you. Maybe you are just beginning this journey of knowing something's not okay and being told by your doctors, you're fine, everything's fine, your labs look fine, but you know, and now they're suspecting that you may have lupus. What does that mean? What does that look like? Where can I find community and support? You can find it right here. We are here for you. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I do this at the top of every Lupus Live. I've been doing this for a long time now. The reason why I talk about my different parts is because we all have many different parts. And it reminds me, and I hope it reminds you, that you are more than a sum of everything that is quote unquote wrong with you or what you think is wrong with you. You are more than lupus, which is why we have that title here. And it's you are more than lupus, period. Say what you mean and mean what you say. You are more. But I love music. I love dance. I love design. I love anything artistic, really. Um, I love a good conversation. I love a good podcast. I love Only Murders in the Building. Many of you like that show. It's my jam. I can't wait for episode 3 of season 4. I love a good conversation. I love connecting with people one on one. I feel a lot of things. I am an Enneagram 2 with a 3 wing, and I am a total empath. So that's me. Oh, and I have happened to have lived with systemic lupus erythematosus since the age of 11, and multiple lupus overlap conditions that hospitalized me pretty much throughout my entire preteen, teenage years. I spent many years in and out of children's hospitals, had lots of surgeries, have gone through many rounds of immunosuppressive therapies, and am a kind of a chronic steroid person. I've been on steroids for decades now, and I'm still on them and have to deal with all of that loveliness that comes with, well, like we like to call here, the devil's Tic Tacs. Yes. So I'm not just talking about this from an outsider's perspective. I think that's something that's really important to me, is to have someone who actually is in the trenches with the community as a community leader, not someone who's writing on behalf of them with no lived experience. I think it's really important to not kind of immerse into waters that when you are trying to tell someone else's story and it's not your lived experience, and have opinions about someone else's lived experience. I just think it's important to have someone who understands what the disease is and how it is. So yes, I am your facilitator today for this Facebook Live support chat, hang time, community gathering, question and response time, informational session, whatever you want to call it. Obviously, I'm going to do a disclaimer right here in just a moment, but to remind you, I'm not a therapist. I'm not a counselor. I'm not even a lupus expert. I would not say that, because I know this disease is extremely complex and they're discovering new things about it. And I think they've truly only scratched the surface about what they know. I'm just someone who's lived with it for a long time, and I gather information from people I trust, and I share that information with you, and then hopefully you can take back to your doctor. So speaking of that, before I go any further here, make sure you share this chat on your personal Facebook page. We're going to cover a lot of great information today. And also, before I get ahead of myself, lupus fog, it's a real thing. It makes me fuzzy half the time. So here we go. Let me do your disclaimer for today's Lupus Live chat. The More Than Lupus Facebook Lupus Live support chats are aimed to be a positive and open space where you can both give and receive support and encouragement from others. I am not a doctor. I'm not Kelly MD, nor do I claim to be a medical professional, and I cannot give you medical advice or diagnose the symptoms that you may be having. All that we can do at More Than Lupus through our website and our social media platforms and events is provide you with information that hopefully you can in turn take back to your doctors. And I hope have an open and honest conversation about what is the best course of action for you in your one-of-a-kind lupus journey. Additionally, this group is intended for those living with lupus or a lupus overlap illness, like I mentioned earlier, rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia, Sjogren's, Raynaud's, scleroderma, mixed connective tissue disease. It's also intended to provide support and encouragement to those who know someone living with lupus, which is possibly your partner, a friend, a family member, a coworker, a loved one. If you do not fall into those 2 categories, this is not the right chat for you. Sometimes you'll see people popping in here and something's not right. I see it, I get rid of it on my end, and I will tell you to refresh your page. Don't waste a morsel of your precious energy engaging in something that you know is just spam. I'll get rid of it, okay? All right. Also remind you, the more you care, the more you share, the more other people are aware. Continue to ask you, please, if you be so kind as to share our chats and also our infographics and our motivational posts. You just never know when you're going to come in contact with someone who desperately needed to feel support, to feel seen, to feel heard, and to feel supported, and who needs that community that we hope to provide here at More Than Lupus. So that's why I'm asking you to share. It's not for any other reason than that, because I know that there are people who think they are all alone on their journey, that they're so frustrated, that they're just feeling like they are at the end of their rope, and no one gets it, right? No one understands what it's like to be up at night dealing with this type of pain that no one can pinpoint. No one understands having to go to the doctor and just having to go with referrals and insurance run around, and then you get there and you wait for this appointment, and it's disappointing because the doctor was a jerk, and you're like, is it me? Do I deserve to be treated like this? And you think no one understands this. We understand. Or every time someone tells you you don't look sick, or you look fine, or you did something the other day, which means, oh, you must be cured, you seem perfectly okay, it's gone, right? It just goes away. Yeah, no, we understand. We understand that. We understand that. So we hope that you find a space where you can just be here. Just be. You can listen as much as you want to, or you can participate. You can share your story, or you can remain anonymous. You can just be. Just be. Okay, update before I get into our topic today. Our pilot program, Lupus Lives, is up in full swing. And if you are unfamiliar with this program, please, guys, use it. Use it or we'll lose it. So we want you to take advantage of this. This is a grant program that I designed, and I'm so happy was supported by the generous patient program at Aurinia Pharmaceuticals. And what we do is we offer free rides to those with lupus and those who are supporting people with lupus to accommodate the many places and spaces one needs transportation to if you have this illness. 1 in 5 adults with limited resources forego healthcare because of transportation barriers, and that increases. It's 2.5 times more difficult when systemic lupus is combined with lupus nephritis. And we have a video on it on our website. It's tagged at the top of our Facebook page. All you have to do is email us, and we will have a brief survey, and it's a short survey. I tried to make this as easy as possible. And we will provide you with, depending on what rides you need and how far it is from your home base, a Lyft credit that goes onto your app, and then you can use that to get to your doctor's appointment, to get to your lab tests. If you have physical therapy, if you're going in for a surgery, if you are going to have an infusion, if you are going to counseling, self-care, acupuncture, these things are all included under this, all included. So please, 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 let's show them that this is a grant worth repeating by using it, so I can present the data and we can do this program and provide this wonderful resource again, okay? We also have 2 other symposiums coming your way. More details coming on that soon. I already posted about one. And we have our in-person and online support groups. Hi, Amy. Haven't seen you here in a while. Hi, Naomi. Good to see you. We have our in-person and online support groups happening September 21st. And we'll be posting on that. It's 10 a.m. in person at Tabor Space. And then it's at, I think we're going to do 3 p.m. 3 p.m. for Zoom, which would be 6 p.m. Eastern time for those of us in our lupus community who join us from the east side of the United States. Also, we have a brand new blog up I was hoping to get it out before the end of August. I did not. I actually finished it on Labor Day. So even though I wasn't live with y'all, I was still working. But I thought I would share just a little taste of this blog. And let me tell you, this blog, this was like my Everest. I don't know why this particular blog hit a nerve with me. That's the wrong expression. It struck a chord. It didn't hit a nerve. I wasn't irritated or in pain, or I it struck a chord with me that I put this pressure on myself to make sure I said everything I wanted to say. And I also included as much as I possibly could from the feedback and the work that's already been done with people who have written on this. And so I tried to put, I think I just put a lot of pressure on myself, but it just, okay. So I'm going, I was like, I have to get this done. And I just worked on it and I walked away and I sat down and worked on it some more and walked away. It was a beast for me, this blog. I encourage you to read the whole thing at your convenience. In fact, I'm going to, where'd it go? Okay, I'll post it after I talk about it a little bit. So it is called Beyond Brave. Beyond Brave. And the whole thing started because I kept hearing not just people tell me this, but also other people say it in passing. I heard an interaction at the airport, actually, where someone said, "You're so brave." And the mom, because their 2-year-old daughter had type 1 diabetes. It was actually didn't have to do with lupus. Their mom had and the woman said to the mom of this 2-year-old, and they could see that she had her glucose monitor, she had her insulin pump in one arm, and she said, "You're so brave." And then the woman said back, the mom said back, "What choice do I have? This is my daughter. What do you mean?" Like, and she didn't say it in a way that was mean, but I was like, that is so honest. And so it kind of started me thinking about this. And how many times that you, in your walk with maybe symptom onset, disease development, going through diagnosis, have been told that you are brave. And when that happens, how does it make you feel? Do you feel flattered? Do you feel frustrated? And I've been thinking about this for a while. And then after that interaction at the airport, I posted this question and I was really thankful for all the responses that came in. And so through this collection of responses, as well as my personal opinion about being labeled brave, it just made me feel like, gosh, this can really stir a lot of emotions in the chronic illness community. So I'll read you a little snippet from the blog right here. It says, the Oxford Dictionary defines brave as ready to face and endure danger or pain with no fear. Some translations say with courage. But the one that I read said, ready to face and endure danger or pain with no fear. According to this definition, bravery or being brave is a choice one makes. Interesting. I'm not sure about you, but I don't remember making or even having a choice in the matter. I don't recall signing a waiver of consent as an 11-year-old child to have my life be flipped upside down, to be pulled out of school, hospitalized numerous times, separated from my friends and family, inpatient, as I was given every harsh medication available to try and stop the avalanche of intense symptoms. In fact, as a pediatric lupus patient, I had really, or as a pediatric patient, really, in general, you don't really have a ton of control or choice in which doctors to see, which treatments. I was not, as the definition suggests, ready to face and endure danger or pain. I was a child being told what I needed to do to stay alive. Was I without fear? No. I was scared, rightfully so, right? Did I have a say in any of it? Not really. As Jean from our Facebook page says, you do what you have to do. Martha Smith, a chronic illness advocate, also stated it perfectly. I love this. She says this: oh my God, the brave thing is so annoying. Like, I literally have no choice in the matter. When people act like you're doing something courageous just by living, I want to ask them, what else do they expect me to do? It's as if, I love that, by the way, it's as if somehow this illness that you didn't cause, these circumstances that you didn't ask for, and this curveball that you didn't, that you have been thrown, that you didn't see coming, instantly converts the way the world sees you after diagnosis or symptom onset. Something you didn't consent to disrupt your life has now thrust upon you a new label: brave. Brave. Unfortunately, most individuals are parachuted down from the turbulent skies of confusion and exhaustion after a lupus diagnosis and sent straight onto the battlefield of bravery. It is there that often well intended support people are hyping the patient up with fight songs, echoing mantras that include, you're so strong, you are courageous, you are a warrior and a survivor, you are brave. As our MTL friend at Willow Bree perfectly retorted in our survey, I'm not brave for taking my medication. I'm not brave for sticking to it. I'm not brave for waking up each morning. I am a human being who simply struggles due to health conditions, just like anyone else. It's not bravery, it is survival. Oh, another blogger reiterates these sentiments. In some situations, there is no bravery involved. No one chooses to go through these things. Things happen with little personal control involved more often than not. I am not brave for going through something I did not get a choice about, but I am strong for being able to come out the other side. I am compassionate towards those who have been through these terrible things. I am powerful for being able to talk about these things and help others with what they are dealing with while coping with it myself. But one thing I am not is brave. Not for this, anyway. So when people see me showing up, giving my best, trying to be a part of the land of the living, and label me brave, does that mean I am not brave on the days that I cannot leave my bed? Jenny from Tripping Through .com states it this way. She says, some days I feel like rubbish. I am a grump and sometimes I cry. Does this mean that I'm not brave at times like this? Am I a coward? On the contrary, I think they are my bravest times. They are the times when I'm brave enough to admit that I can't always handle, that I can feel frustrated and sad. And you know what? I find that from these times often comes a renewed sense of purpose to keep going and to have strength. Strength to show my kids and myself that I am going to be okay, that I am going to keep doing everything I need to be as well as I can be. Sometimes being brave isn't about being overtly brave, it is in the silent way that we keep going day to day, not always putting on a brave face, but knowing that we are doing the best that we can. Thank you, Jenny, for sharing that. So there we go. Now we're talking. It is not about denying parts of ourselves, but embracing all the messy, complicated highs and lows of being human and doing the work, sitting in the still, small moments that say, I am alive and I'm doing the best that I can in this minute. As Kate Ballard, you know, I love Kate Ballard. I talk about her and I quote her all the time, says beautifully, and I put this in the blog, in your fear, in your shaky hope, brave looks like that. You who live still, brave and scared, all the same time. Refresh your page real quick. So let's settle this once and for all. You and I are not less brave when we are afraid, depressed, anxiety stricken, and angry. Moreover, we are not braver when we deny our feelings. Bravery isn't who we are, it is what we do when we accept that we are all humans doing human things to the best of our ability without comparison, labeling, shaming, or fanfare, for just being human. I'm going to put that here because that, my friend, took me a long time to write. And I think because I had to say it for myself as much as I had to say it for anybody who may read it. Bravery isn't who we are. It is what we do when we accept that we are all humans doing human things to the best of our ability without comparison, labeling, shaming, or fanfare, for just being human. Okay, I spent a lot of time on that. I'm sorry. I know we need to get to our topic. So let's go there, guys. It is National Pain Awareness Month. Let's talk about lupus pain. Yay! Let's talk about something so fun. Lupus pain. Okay, so today's topic, National Pain Awareness Month. It's observed every September. I want to just let you know that my sources today that I'm drawing from, I always pull from people I trust, websites I trust, people I love, U.S. Chronic Pain Foundation. In fact, let me just, and it's uspainfoundation.org. I'm just going to put this here so you can go and read all the wonderful resources that they have. uspainfoundation.org. I'm pulling from the Lupus Foundation of America's website today. I'm pulling from Healthline's article, Your Guide to Treating Lupus-Related Pain. And then lastly, I'm pulling from a recent review from Sage Medical Journal's Physiopathology of Pain in Systemic Erythematosus, Lupus. And that is where I'm pulling my information for our discussion today. So yes, National Pain Awareness Month is every September. So what perfect time there is to talk about this. Pain activists and professionals from all around the country get together and talk about how chronic pain directly impacts millions of people in the United States. Oh my goodness, okay. Pain awareness aims to make public more in tune with how prevalent pain is and to hopefully educate people who deal with pain and also help us to understand pain sufferers, join together and understand, increase health literacy. Pain, just so we know, pain is the body's signal that something is not right. So pain is what? Not bad. Pain is our nervous system sending signals to say, uh-oh, alert, something is going on. What is it? And when a pain signal is sent, the hope is that patients can work with their health providers to come together to see if they can identify and address the underlying cause of the pain. For many conditions, including lupus, and for many injuries, it can be tricky because there are all different types of pain. So the treatment goals will shift dependent upon resolving the pain, reducing the pain, managing the pain, but also really truly trying to get to the root of the pain. Now, typically, there is acute pain and then there's chronic pain. Acute pain is a type of pain that resolves itself after the condition, say like you break a bone, the bone heals, it moves on. That can be a little tricky because it can be a little bit longer of time, but acute pain is usually temporary pain caused by something that does resolve. Appendicitis, a broken bone, a strain, a fracture, things like that. Now, pain is considered no longer acute but chronic when it persists for 6 months or more. But for a lot of people with chronic pain, when they live with an illness that can cause pain, chronic pain can last for years or even a lifetime. There are many possible causes for chronic long-term pain, including chronic irreversible injuries, such as maybe being involved in a car accident that your back is broken and just never healed the correct way, or underlying disease and disorders like systemic lupus and lupus overlap conditions. Pain can feel different in many patients. It presents differently. Even in lupus patients, it can present differently. Pain can be felt as burning, as stabbing, as aching, and pulsing. And what I will tell you is that you can feel all of those with the same source. I have arthritis in my neck, and I also have a bone spur. And because of the way that my vertebrae is now, it has changed because of my arthritis and the bone spur. It presses on my root nerves that are coming out, right? And I have gone through all of the different types of pain sensation as my nerve has been pinched over the years, longer and longer and longer. I've done all different things to try and help it, but it felt like it was stabbing, and then it felt like it was throbbing, and then it was pulsing, and then it was a burning sensation. Now I'm in the burning phase where my arm just kind of burns and tingles most of the day. So yeah, it can come in all different ways and sensations. And the sensations with pain can be felt anywhere in the body. In fact, okay, guys, guys, I really want to continue to stay on YouTube, but if this is going to be a problem with spammers, I may not be able to do this. So refresh your page, please. Yeah. Refresh your page. Thank you. I've had to block a bunch of people. Yeah. But because of the way that our nervous systems work, and the nervous system is so incredibly fascinating. But little I know in my lane that I know and I've come contact, it just blows my mind. People can feel pain when they no longer have a limb. Like, that is how incredibly aware our nervous system is to space and energy and time. It's just unbelievable. Our brain can send signals to a nerve that has been cut, and that is no longer. That's what phantom pain is when someone's had an amputee toe or foot. It's unbelievable. But because each person's pain can change over time, and when you're dealing with chronic pain, it's so unique. And even with lupus, it's so unique. It can be challenging to manage pain effectively. There's no one size fits all approach to treatment. And pain management is usually aimed at reducing pain, not eliminating it. because sometimes that is just impossible. So primary pain, let, okay, yeah, I'll go there. I'll go there because pain, I'm running out of time here. So primary pain with lupus, most rheumatologists would agree, is usually caused from inflammation. Now, lupus causes a systemic inflammatory response to your body attacking its healthy cells by mistake, right? And when that happens, it causes inflammation. And if the inflammation is not treated in a timely manner and appropriately, it can cause tissue damage. And that tissue damage can lead to organ failure. And then unfortunately, that can lead to horrible consequences, including early mortality, which is horrible. But that inflammation, that systemic inflammation, wherever your disease tends to want to run rampant, that is where the pain comes out. The inflammatory process causes chronic pain. A lot of people originally can think back to pain and fatigue are usually the two top things people first complain about when they know something is not right. We have our arthritis overlap. We have joint pain as one of the criteria for a lupus diagnosis. And that can be from actual overlap of rheumatoid arthritis, or it can be from what doctors like to call rupus, which is kind of a combination of lupus and RA. Whatever the case, inflammation can get into your joints. What's interesting about lupus arthritis and the pain associated with that is that it's often in the smaller joints. It's often in the knees, it's in the wrists, it's in the fingers, it's in the toes. Most people don't have a shoulder injury and go, oh, I think I have lupus. It's in the smaller joints. And it started in my knees. And then it spread, and it was like, oh, my hands, oh, my feet, my ankles, everything, So that's kind of interesting. So the inflammatory process causes chronic pain. The persistent pain can also affect the nervous system, resulting in neuroinflammation, which can alter regions of the brain and impact the spinal cord and damage nerves. The secondary neuroinflammation can trigger more localized inflammatory responses like swelling and also rashes, tenderness, increased pain in different parts of the body, and heightened sensitivity to pain. I don't know if any of you get this, but ever since diagnosis, I have this inflammatory response to being touched, where if someone presses their hand on my chest, my body reacts and I will have the imprint of the hand. Or if I kind of go like this to my nose will look like someone just punched me in it. Like it gets super red. If I do a quick like rub on my face, my body has a very inflammatory response to touch. It's been something that I have had. It's not, I wouldn't say it's painful. It was painful when I was younger. And in fact, one of my therapies at Children's Hospital, I won't say which one because it wasn't a good experience, was to take a towel, a rough new towel, and to rub the towel on my arms, on my chest. They would do it for me, then I would do it to try and desensitize my nervous system because it was so overreactive. I hated that. That was the worst. But there are a lot of different also factors that can affect perceptions of pain from one person to the next too. Your genes and your gene variances may determine how sensitive you are to pain. There's psychosocial considerations that could impact the way you deal with pain. If you've had trauma, that can impact the way you deal with pain. physical or emotional trauma. If you have an underlying mental condition, such as depression or just generalized anxiety, that can also increase pain sensations from your nervous system being dysregulated. There is a lot um, of things that can cause pain with lupus. And although the experience of pain and the risk factors associated with pain is variable, pain itself is almost universal when it comes to being a top symptom of people with lupus. It can impact greatly your quality of life, not only during flares, but in times of mild to moderate disease activity too. And understanding kind of where the pain comes from and some factors that may also lead to other types of pain can be helpful. As I was doing the research for today's chat, guys, is everything okay over here in the chat box? I got rid of everything, right? Just before I go any further. Everything's okay? Yeah, okay. Hypermobility. This is the first time I think I've read this, but hypermobility which is when your joints are overly flexible. I have hypermobility. It can lead to difficulty balancing. Okay, thank you, Amy. Pain and joint dislocation. And that can happen with lupus. Fibromyalgia is more common with people with lupus. It's a common lupus overlap pain condition. Fibromyalgia can cause an overactive nerve response over the body. That can cause a lot of pain. Other things like those of us who have been on steroids a long time, we always are getting really, really worried if we start to get groin or hip pain because there's a condition called avascular necrosis that can lead to bone death when there's a lack of blood flow to the top of the femur, and that can collapse, and that's attributed to long-term use of steroids. So it's important to tell your doctor if you experience any type of hip pain and you have been on steroids for a long time. So pain tends to be, from my research, and I can say from my personal experience, pain tends to be worse at night. And there are a number of autoimmune and pain conditions, including lupus, that this can happen. And doctors and medical researchers don't know exactly what causes this increase of pain, but it may be a combination of factors. One theory is that your daytime medications tend to wear off by night, and that's why you're feeling more pain, or because hormone and protein levels in your body kind of do this at night. And that, like, so for instance, your body releases less of the hormone, more cortisol, which is your hormone that helps you deal with stress. And that may increase inflammation at night. Additionally, as you sleep, your body releases more of certain chemicals such as melatonin and prolactin, and this leads to more immune system activity, and that could result in more inflammation. Also, if you have osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, inflammatory arthritis, lupus, you just can't get comfortable in certain ways that you are trying to sit. I know with my neck, it's really, really hard. Okay, refresh your screen. So how does lupus pain work? Some people with lupus have mild pain that lasts, that's temporary, that comes and goes, while others have severe pain every day. Lupus can be unpredictable on the pain scale. It can come from flare to flare. I know, speaking personally, I've had times of such immense pain that I was like, is this the way my life's going to be for the rest of my life? This is horrid. This is awful. I can't do anything. And then with my neck situation, I've had times where I'm like, this is agony. And then there are times where I'm like, oh, I can function. It's burning. I don't feel my left hand very much. My left hand is freezing cold. I'm dropping things, but it's okay. I can still function. And then there are times where I'm like, how long, oh Lord, this is unbearable. I feel like someone just dislocated my shoulder right in front of me, and it's hanging on there because the pain from the nerve, it radiates to your shoulder and down your arm. So depending on the flares, depending on the amount of inflammation, depending on any nerves that are impacted, that can all determine how long your pain can last with these chronic pain flares. And there are different ways to treat lupus pain. Your doctor will work with you to find treatments that work best for you and your lifestyle. I'm curious, for those that are watching right now, what have you used to treat your lupus pain? What works best for you? Now, I'm not asking you to sell us something, okay? I know I have heard over my time of living with this illness for 33 years that every snake oil, every multivitamin, every shake, every smoothie cures pain and helps. And doing this particular exercise or that particular therapy worked for this one person that was friend of friend of friend. And so it will work for you. I know that can be really, really hard and really frustrating. But I am curious if there are things that you have found to be helpful. Treatment options for lupus pain. Unfortunately, narcotics are not at the top of the list, and there's a reason for that. And I will talk about that in a second because I am not anti pain medication. I take pain medication almost daily. I want to tell you which one I take and why I take it. Okay, but physical therapy is actually at the top of the list to treat lupus pain because lupus pain. Tell you this from personal experience over and over and over again, is a slippery freaking slope because you don't move, you guard yourself, and then your muscles and your fascia, which is the sheath over your muscles, and your joints, they get even more stiff because you don't move. And then guess what? They don't get the oxygen they need. You don't get the circulation they need because you're so tense and stiff. So then there's more inflammation that occurs and more pain happens. Before you know it, you can't sit up, you can't lift your arms above your head, you can't walk, and your whole body is in a musculoskeletal shutdown. This has happened to me more times than I care to talk about because it stinks. But physical therapy, and there's all different types of physical therapy, strengthens your muscles to better support your joints and your ligaments and stretch out that fascia. And they can teach you pain management techniques. And I know many of us, movement is medicine. Yes, Chris. Yes, yes, amen to that. Many of us get sent to physical therapy, right? All the time. And sometimes you can get a little annoyed. You're like, after all these years, I could teach myself at home. I could teach physical therapy. No, you can't. We love our PT people. They are educated. They train for a long time. They go to school. They go to specialty training. I say that in jest because I know I'm not an expert. But guess what? When I go, I just think of it as like, okay, they're going to stretch my neck. They're going to do some traction. I can't do traction on myself. They're going to put a nice hot pad on my back. Then they're going to have me do some strengthening training, and I'll probably be sore, but it'll be a little bit less hard the next time I go. Then it's a little bit less hard and a little bit less hard. Some of you do physical therapy in a heated pool. I've done that as well, and that's lovely. Some of you do physical therapy on a horse. I've done that too. Equine therapy. It's amazing. That helped me a lot, a lot. So that is one option for you to treat lupus pain. Maybe it's just incorporating some simple doctor-approved stretches into your routine and doing a short walk. I can tell you that I guard myself when I'm in a lot of pain and I can't move, and I go like this. And my shoulders go up and my back gets really tight. And then I can feel it getting all tight up into my jaw. And my head will start to hurt because it's painful and you want to like protect your body, right? But I will force myself sometimes to go on a quick walk, just flat walk. And what happens is naturally your body goes into a gait, which is your natural step. And there's a natural rhythm, which is why horse therapy is really great. The natural rhythm relaxes your body, and you can get blood flowing through your muscles, through your body, and that helps with the pain and tension. Does it make it go away? No, but the thing is, it's not your pain's the price you pay for being alive. Want no pain, you'll be dead. I mean, I don't want to be facetious about this, but it's not, the point isn't to alleviate the pain completely. It's to control the pain so that you have a good quality of life. Okay, so the second thing we're talking about is medicine. Okay, there are different things that we can do with lupus that can have an impact on our pain. There are different types of medications that we take. Some are called actual pain relieving medications. Medications such as NSAIDs, which are non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, NSAIDs for short. Those include your meloxicams, your naproxens, all those ones, even that's what Aleve is naproxen, your ibuprofens, those are all non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. Okay, then you go to the other side, the steroids, right? Corticosteroids. Those, I know we love to talk about our steroids. As much as we hate them, I know and I can say with utmost certainty, if I were to bump up my steroids to 20, 20 is a good one for me, maybe even 40, I would feel great. Okay, I know what we're going to say, and I've said it here many times. Corticosteroids, prednisone, is like that low down, dirty dog boyfriend that we know is no good for us, but keeps reeling us in. And when we are around them, they tell us how wonderful we are, and they make us feel great about ourselves, and they buy us jewelry, and they wine and dine us, and we're like, I feel amazing. And then we go, wait a second, why can I not stop eating in the middle of the night? And why do you make me feel like an emotional basket case? And why can't I sleep? And I'm pulling my hair out. And what is with this mustache? Whatever. This is the low down dirty dog of steroids that you know you need to break up with. It's no good to be with this person long term, but God, by golly, there are times when you're with them and you're like, I feel amazing. You make me feel amazing. And that is my terrible analogy with corticosteroids or prednisone, to be exact. Because I know I could be on 40 right now and feel like $1,000,000, but 40 is no good. I am on 7, trying to get off of 7, and I cannot. And it's just, it is what it is. But that is the most potent, most quick acting medication we have to bring down inflammation in your body that is causing pain. There it is. All right. Now, there are things that we can do while we're on steroids. Most doctors will have you, say if you're in a flare, where you will be on a higher dose of steroids, say Fatima is on 9 milligrams, and they'll start you on another medication, usually an immunosuppressive medication, because your body is overactive. They want to bring that overactive immune response down, which is causing the inflammation, in turn causing your chronic pain, in turn causing your joints to swell, your neuroinflammatory process as well. So they'll start you on Benlysta, they'll start you on Imuron, they'll start you on Cellstep, maybe they'll try Saphnelo, maybe they'll try Rituxan, something else in combination with steroids. And the hope is these medications, whether they're pill form or through an infusion, they take weeks sometimes. And so it's going to take a little time for them to kick in. But the hope is, as they start to kick in, you can kind of taper down off the higher milligrams of steroids. That's the goal. That's the goal until you're off of them, because no doctor wants you on steroids, high doses, particularly for a long time. So that's the second category of medication. Now, the third category of medication are for people who have nerve pain. Now, nerve pain comes in all different types of forms, and nerve pain can be from inflammation in the body. It could also be from an overactive nerve response. It can be from nerve damage caused from inflammation in your body, arthritis, whatever, as well. So when that's the case, there are different things that are prescribed for nerve pain. The go-to, and also you may have a overlap condition like fibromyalgia, which is an overactive nerve response condition that causes widespread pain. The first go-to is usually one of those anti-seizure medications that they have now rebranded to use for nerve pain. Gabapentin and Lyrica. Those are the two that are prescribed a lot. Sometimes they'll try nortriptyline too. But yeah, gabapentin and Lyrica. Do you like those? I want to know. I want to know. Do you take those every day? Some people have also tried low dose naltrexone, LDN for short. I wrote a blog about that a long time ago. I don't know if I can find that somewhere, but anyway, that's another type. And then there is a medication called tramadol. And tramadol is a medication. I remember how I said that I take pain medicine every week. Tramadol is the one that I take. Tramadol is technically in the lower category of a narcotic. It has a very low addiction rate. You can take many pills a day, not many. I've never taken more than one in a day when I take it, but my rheumatologist has given this to me to help with my pain. I've had some real nasty sessions of pain with my neck, with my wrists, with my back, with headaches, and I don't want to be on anything strong. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, because I've taken oxycodone, I've taken Vicodin. I don't like Vicodin. I've taken after surgeries and stuff. I've had 4 knee surgeries. I've had a cesarean. I've had kidney procedures, and I have taken pain medicine after those. There are always plus and minuses with these medicines. Can you get addicted long term? Yes, the potential is there. Can it affect different parts of your body? Yes, it can. It can cause sweating. It can cause you to become really thirsty. It can cause stomach issues, and cause you to get extremely constipated, where you cannot go to the bathroom. And that's not fun. No one wants that, right? It can cause other psychological interactions too. So there's a lot of things with that you need to be careful with. But I've passed kidney stones that were freaking jagged pieces of glass, and I had to take the good stuff for that, because that was like the worst thing ever next to giving birth. So not here to shame anyone. Tramadol has worked for me. Does it completely take away my pain? No, it does not. It does not. Maybe if I took more, it would help more, but I don't want to do that. But tramadol has worked. I do not like gabapentin. I do not like Lyrica. That's my personal opinion. There's too many side effects that just kind of messed with me. So those are some of the medications. There also are alternative therapies. I have found I had migraines for almost my entire life. Acupuncture, after trying almost every migraine medication available, acupuncture was the thing that worked the best. Don't tell me how it works. I don't understand it, but it actually helped. This is completely anecdotal for me, because I don't have science to prove it, but I do know that this has been something that has been practiced for hundreds of years, and it's provided help. I know it helps with my migraines. Massage therapy, myofascial release is really good for those of us who have sensitive um, muscle tissue that's very tight, that can't do normal massages because it's too painful. Myofascial release is amazing massage therapy. It helps particularly if you have fibromyalgia. Meditation, um, acupressure, using biofeedback, breathing techniques, all can help manage lupus pain. Now, regarding chiropractic care, some of you have gotten the green light to do that as part of your pain care. I would check with your rheumatologist. Some rheumatologists don't want their patients going to see a chiropractic care person or a chiropractic doctor just because of the inflammation and the joint damage and all of that. You gotta be really, really careful. Okay. So, and I think I already mentioned low pack exercise, getting enough rest, reducing stress as well can, stress and tension obviously makes your pain worse. Knowing what works for you, what doesn't work for you, hot baths, as long as you don't have high blood pressure, using ice and heat, if that is something that's helpful to you and you've worked that through your doctor. So lupus pain can often be managed. I know I'm over time here. I'm just going to keep going. At home with the help of your doctor or physical therapist or whoever you're working with. However, there are times when you do need to seek urgent medical care, and lupus can be a medical emergency. If you are experiencing severe stomach pain, severe chest pain, if you have any of those things and you also have a fever of 102 or above, that's not good. If you have extreme swelling in your hands, in your legs, if someone was around you and they said you just had a seizure, or we think you might have just had a seizure, if you have all of a sudden a rapid, weird shift in mood and people are noticing that about you, or confusion, if there's any sort of pain that's associated with excessive bleeding or bruising, if you are experiencing shortness of breath and pain, all of those things, you need to get to a doctor right away. You need to seek urgent medical care at an emergency room and get seen and get evaluated. So just to kind of wrap this up, because we're already past time, lupus is a painful condition that can be difficult to manage. Hello? Yes, we know this. Pain can occur throughout the body and can make it hard to enjoy some of the things that you love in life. Some people experience pain that gets worse, that can interrupt sleep, and that's a cycle as well. And there are different treatments to alleviate or to at least lessen pain. The best treatments depend on your exact medical history and medical complications. And there are things that you can do. So I already posted the link to the US Pain Foundation there. This was the article I sourced today. I'll put it here. And then this was also a great article from healthline.com that I'm going to put here from my sources today. And then here is Understanding Pain and Lupus, which I pulled from as well from the Lupus Foundation of America for you to enjoy at your convenience. I'm going to wrap it up, but before I go, guys, thank you so much for joining today. I'm sorry if we had some scammers on here. I don't know. With YouTube, it's kind of hit or miss. You don't know. But I want to read a couple of quotes on pain that I pulled for today's conversation. Lord Byron said this: "The great art of life is sensation, to feel that we exist, even in pain." And then C.S. Lewis said, "Pain insists upon being attended to. God whispers to us in our pleasures, speaks in our consciousness, but shouts in our pains. It is his megaphone to rouse a deaf world. He who learns must suffer, and even in our sleep, pain that cannot forget falls drop by drop upon the heart, and in our own despair, against our will, wisdom to us by the awful grace of God. So many great, like very intense, but very poetic quotes on pain. I will quote this one here from Lord Byron because I love it so much. And the reason why I love this one, and I want to close with this, is because we will have pain. As the great man in black said from the Princess Bride, life is pain. Anyone who says differently is selling something. And the thing is not to be pain-free. The thing is to find your way through it and manage it, and to keep living your one beautiful and precious life. Don't be silent. Say it. Something's wrong. I don't know if it's temporary or not, but something's wrong. Let me be in tune with my body. Let me be honest with myself about how I'm feeling. Let me use my voice to tell my doctors, and if they don't listen, let me find another doctor who will listen. Let me try and get an understanding, some sort of clarity, not always clarity all the way, okay? Some sort of information that I can be in tune with my body and show up for my body and say, I hear you, body. You're talking to me right now. You are sending me an alert signal. I'm listening. Let me help. Let me feel what I need to feel. Help my body so I can show my body that I love it, that I respect it, that I hear it, that I'm doing it for myself, and then I move on. And whether that's self-care with taking a bath, taking a walk, taking a few moments to breathe through your pain and relax, going to a massage treatment, going to work out in that heated pool, whatever it is, treat your body well. Listen. Listen to the great art of sensation. Okay, love you guys. I'll see you next time. Stay tuned for more coming your way from More Than Lupus, and check out morethanlupus.com. We have so many blogs, including this brand new one that I'm going to post right here called Beyond Brave. And there you go. Bye, guys. See you next time. Take care.